Hey guys, today I'm going to be sharing with you my to-be-read pile for February and March 2021. So you guys, another TBR that I'm going to be sharing with you today. Let's talk about December and January TBR. That went very, very successfully. I got all the books done and I had like a week to spare after the fact, so I was able to squeeze in another additional book, which I'll kind of share with you guys because that'll kind of just be part of this TBR since I got done with the previous one early. So yeah, everything that I read in my previous TBR for December and January, those reviews will eventually pop up at some point on this channel. But yeah, I do already have reviews for them up on my Goodreads account if you're interested in anything like that. I read One by One by Ruth Ware, Piranesi by Susanna Clark, Mexican Gothic by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. Yeah, and I read a couple other things, but those are kind of like the big ones that I read there, especially back in December. So yeah, the video reviews will be up at some point on this channel. So yeah, let's get going into my TBR for February and March. I'm pretty excited about these as well. So first up, I have here Clandlands by Sam Heughan and Graham McTavish. Whiskey, warfare, and a Scottish adventure like no other. And we got a foreword by Diana Gabaldon, who writes the Outlander books. I definitely wanted to try and squeeze this book out in this TBR because the little documentary TV series that these two are doing comes out February, I believe it's February 14th. Is that Valentine's Day, right? It's coming out on February 14th, so I really wanted to go ahead and squeeze out this companion piece book to go with the TV series. And yeah, this like I said, it's written by Sam Heughan and Graham McTavish. They both star on the TV series Outlander, based on the books by Diana Gabaldon. So yeah, this is just the two of these guys broing out in Scotland, riding around, experiencing life in Scotland, and I guess they're wearing kilts the entire freaking time. At least they're comfortable. So yeah, I'm very excited to get into this and watch the TV show to go with this as well. I am kind of curious how this book reads because I've seen there's the group of people who have read this book and they really freaking love it and they give it 5 stars. And then there's the reviews that I've seen that people give it like 1 star and they really hate this book. And a lot of people seem to have some problems. They think that there's a lot of misogyny in this book and sexism, and they feel like Sam Heughan and Graham McTavish are like really self-indulgent and self-absorbed. So I don't know. I'm not sure how this book is going to read, because I've never really thought that about these two actors. Whenever I've watched interviews with these two, those vibes have never come off to me at all. So, I mean, yeah, there's definitely two widely varying different opinions about this book. The people who really love it, the people who really hate it. So yeah, I don't know if it's just a matter because this is a written format of these two guys, and if they're just maybe coming across a certain way to certain people, I don't know. I guess I'll figure it out when I read this book as well. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this, and yeah, Men in Kilts, the show, you guys, Men in Kilts, I cannot wait. Next up, The Mystery of Mrs Christie by Marie Benedict. And if you can't tell from kind of the title, I suppose, this is a historical fiction book going into what happened during in December of 1926 when Agatha Christie, you know, Agatha Christie, the really famous mystery writer, she disappeared, you guys. Like, for real. Like, this is a real thing. When I first found out about this, like years ago, that episode of Doctor Who, you guys, I found out about this real life thing from that one episode of Doctor Who with David Tennant, and David Tennant was like with Agatha Christie, and then like Agatha Christie, she disappears at the end, and apparently Agatha Christie, like, you know, really disappeared in real life, you guys, back in 1926. that just blew my mind when I discovered that years and years ago. So yeah, this book, let's get back on topic, I guess. This book is about that disappearance and what happened in the events and the investigation and whatnot. I don't know too many details about it. I just kind of know that the event occurred, you know. So yeah, this is Marie Benedict, her kind of theories, I suppose, of what happened. And I've been enjoying Marie Benedict in the past, so I'm really hoping to enjoy this book as well. It sounds really, really good. And I like the inside. The inside has, like, it looks like real, some of the real newspaper articles back in the day with her on the covers, or, you know, the issues of the newspapers and whatnot. So yeah, I definitely am excited for this. This book technically came out, like, the very last day practically of December, but the way Goodreads and even this book, because this book even says it as a published day, it's going to be counted as a 2021 book technically, so that's how I'm going to view this book as well, as a 2021 release. But yeah, so excited for this. And as the usual, what I really like to do for my TBRs, I like to try and tackle getting some sort of trilogy done, or a series, whether that's a duology, a trilogy, a quartet, anything longer than that, I suppose. I like trying to tackle getting some series done because I have so many that are building up that I got to get through. So a series or a trilogy that I would like to get through this month, or this next TBR, I've had this sitting around for quite a long time, and that is the Bolin King trilogy by Laura Anderson. This first book, and it's called The Bolin King, this first book I actually won through a Goodreads giveaway years and years and years ago, and I read this first book. I really enjoyed this first book, and I never got around to finishing the trilogy, but I do own them, obviously. I picked them up, but I just never got around to finishing the trilogy. So yeah, I plan on rereading this first book, because I can't really remember too much what happened in this first book, so I plan on rereading this first book to refresh my memory. So yeah, the first book being called The Bolin King, and then the second book here is called The Bolin Deceit, and then the third one is called The Bolin Reckoning. Now, what you need to know about this trilogy, you guys, this is a series that essentially explores the whole idea, what if Anne Boleyn had given King Henry VIII a son? If you know your history, King Henry VIII had 6 wives. Anne Boleyn was his second wife, and she gave him the future Queen Elizabeth I. So this book is a what-if scenario, kind of changing and altering history, and King Henry VIII, him and Anne Boleyn are still married in this universe, and not only do they have Elizabeth, but they also have a son who will be like the future king. So this alters the course of the monarchy as we know it. So I really loved that concept and that premise. I remember really enjoying this first book. So I'm very excited to get into this trilogy and see where it goes, where it wraps up. Because the thing is, even though this is a what-if scenario, the thing is, I still feel like it's going to end, that Queen Elizabeth will become queen. You know what I mean? I think it's still going to kind of get to that point, and history will kind of get right back on track. So yeah, I'm very excited to get to this trilogy. Has anybody else read this trilogy? Because even on Goodreads, there's not too many terribly many reviews from people who've even read this, and I think that's a shame, because like I said, the first book I really enjoyed and I really liked it, and just a really clever concept. I think something different for Tudor historical fiction, that's for sure. The next couple books that I plan on reading, I'm trying to make my way through all of these various Disney themed related books that I have. I started this in my TBR for my December-January TBR. I started that, so I'm going to continue here for February-March, so I can kind of knock all these books out throughout the year. So yeah, I'm going to be continuing with the Disney Villains series, and up next is this one, The Beast Within, and this is focusing on the Beast from Beauty and the Beast. And these are written by Serena Valentino. Yes, Serena Valentino. You know, this is called the Disney Villains series, But I'm still kind of perplexed about why the Beast is part of this series, because he's not really a villain. I feel like this book should have been more focused like on Gaston, because Gaston is the true villain of Beauty and the Beast, you guys. So yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of confused with why the Beast is part of this series. I really kind of don't get it, but I'll find out, I guess. But yeah, on the front, what I love about this series, you got the front cover here, you have the Beast, and then underneath, you got the really sexy version of the Beast when he's in his human form. So yeah, I like that about these covers, the detail to them. And then the other Disney-themed series that I'm going to be working my way through is the Twisted Tales series. So yeah, the next one that I'm going to be tackling is this one, As Old as Time, by Liz Braswell. And these Twisted Tales, it's kind of just as they're saying. They twist some part of what you know about the classic Disney story. They twist it that way things are going to kind of play out a little differently. So this one is asking, what if Belle's mother cursed the Beast? You know, we know that the Enchantress is the one who cursed the Beast in, you know, the regular Disney cartoon. So yeah, this is kind of asking the thing, okay, well, what if it's not just this Enchantress, this mysterious Enchantress? What if it was actually Belle's mother? So, ooh, that sounds kind of interesting and promising. I really like that. So yeah, that's kind of weird that this worked out like this, you guys, because yeah, the villain book is Beauty and the Beast related, and the Twisted Tales book is Beauty and the Beast. That's kind of weird how that worked out, because I don't think any of the other, I was kind of looking at all the other books I have for both series, and I don't think that's going to happen again with a pair-up like that. So that's kind of cool. I'm going to be reading two like this, and I'll be able to compare them, I guess, which one's the better one. And then, if you've been sticking with my channel here for the last couple months, something I'm planning on doing throughout the year 2021 is a year of rereading some of my favorite books. So, for the month of February, I have chosen Austenland by Shannon Hale. And what you need to know about Austenland, this is about a woman who's just kind of fed up with life. She can't find her own Mr. Darcy, if you will. She loves all things Jane Austen. So through some circumstances, she gets to go to this place called Austenland, which is like a Jane Austen resort, if you will, a theme park almost. And you get to go to this nice manor house. You get to dress up like you're in the time period. Your phone is taken away from you, and you just interact with other guests who are dressed in period piece costuming, and you get to interact with actors who are there to kind of enhance your experience, like you're living in the Regency era. So I love this book. It's just a cute little charming book. It's very small. I've read this book quite a number of times, and I'm excited to reread it again because I've not read it in such a long time. And then my other reread and this is going to be for March, it's going to be The Book Thief by Marcus Zuzak. This book, you guys, I consider this to be my all-time #1 favorite book. I freaking love this book. I love everything about it. All you need to know about The Book Thief, it takes place in Germany in World War II. Follows a little girl named Liesel. She's kind of dropped off at the house of this older man and woman who are going to be taking care of her, and she loves reading and writing, and they really encourage her to do all those things with reading and writing. So it is. This book is just about a little girl who loves to read. She's here in Germany during World War II, and it's just focused on this little girl and her adoptive parents and this street she lives on, this street in this town that she lives in, the interactions she has with these various different people, and yeah, just focusing on the everyday German people during the war. That, you know, we have this image in our head like, oh my god, all these people were terrible during this time. But no, it was only a select group of people that were terrible. That the regular everyday Germans were all innocent. You know, they were innocent and just caught up in this whole thing. Yeah, they didn't like what was going on in their own country at the time. So yeah, I love this book. I freaking adore it. I'll go into it. When I do my review of this book, I'll go into all the reasons why I love this book. So you guys, that is it for my TBR for February and March. I am very excited about all these books. I can't wait to get to all of them and do the reviews. So yeah, yeah, I guess that's it. In the comments below, what are you guys planning on reading for the next month or two? Have you read any of the books that I've read? Just let me know. So that is it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you like this video, you may like these other videos. Bye, guys.